Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa and I am back to finish chapter 5 of the book Letters and Numbers. In the last reading of chapter 5, we stopped with the number 3. Today we will be continuing with the number 4. And before I do that, I would like to encourage each and every one of you to go on Zachary K. Hubbard's YouTube channels. He has 2, Gematria Effect News and Gematria Effect Sports, and you can obtain the book Letters and Numbers because in the description of each of his videos, he leaves a link for you to order the book, and the book is only $5, and like I always say, it's the best $5 you ever spend in your life. And this book will come to you via PDF format. You would you would open a file once you get the email, open the file and save the book to whichever device you're going to use to read the book. Mr. Hubbard also left the copyright off the book so you can take it to your local bindery and have it bound into a book for your own personal library. And there's over 700 pages in this book, so it is great to have it as an electronic format as well, because when you're looking for information, it's easier to find the information that you're looking for when you have it as an electronic format. Zachary K. Hubbard also has written a second book called Number Games, and you can get this book at his blog page. And the name of his blog page is called Gematria Effect News.blogspot.com. And the first thing you will see when you arrive at this page is the information about the book, and beneath the advertising for the book is the information on how to pre-order the book, which will be in a paperback format, and it tells you the prices for this book for within the United States and without the United States. So make sure you purchase these books and enjoy the information in it, and you'll see everything, the whole world, much differently once you obtain this information. So, without further ado, number 4 on page 74 of Letters and Numbers. To Pythagoras, this number symbolized God, not by coincidence. If you sum 1 through 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, the result is 10. Another number relating to God. Let us not forget how we began our learning with the 4-letter name of God, YHWH, Yahweh, which begins with the 10th letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Also notice right away the word 4 is spelled with 4 letters in terms of time. He's spelled with 4 letters. In terms of time, the 4th astrological sign is Cancer, where in ordinal gematria it equates to 44, just the same as clock. So Cancer and the word clock equates to 44 in the ordinal cipher. Alright, think about the 4 seasons of time and the cross as we covered. Also, as mentioned earlier, the 4th book of the Bible, a text in tune with the stars above, is titled Numbers, a major clue to the reader that numbers are of great importance, crucial in one's understanding of this world. The reason the significance of numbers never dawns on so many Bible thumpers is because they are believers and not thinkers, and because the many Masonic men who are in control of the churches are not really in their positions to serve God, but instead to hold sway over the people and to benefit from the collection plate. And please don't shoot the messenger, I'm just speaking facts. Back to Pythagoras, the credited father of this research, even though it truly predates him by thousands of years. Let us now take a moment to decode his name as well as the word mathematics for yet another parallel to the number 4. Pythagoras equals 49 in the reduction cipher. Pythagoras equals 58 in the reduction cipher when S is 10. Pythagoras equates to 40 in the septenary cipher. Mathematics equates to 40 in the reduction cipher. And where Pythagoras equates to 58, reduction SS10, Pythagoras was also born in 580 BCE, so you would pay attention to the 58. Alright, mathematics also equates to 49, reduction cipher, when the letter S equals number 10. Okay? As you can deduce, each number calculated has a numerology computing to number 4. The number 49 is 4 plus 9 is 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. 58 is 5 plus 8 is 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. 40 is 4 plus 0 is 4. So, how fitting then that we call Pythagoras, let me start that over. How fitting then that we call Pythagoras the father of mathematics. As you will recall from chapter 2, father also has ordinal gematria of 58, breaking down to the number 4, the number of foundation, symbolizing the bedrock. On the subject of 4, we should also discuss the spelling of 44, a seemingly nonsensical way to spell 40, in light of the fact that the word 4 has a U in it. So does 14, but not 40. When I was a child, this bothered me, and no teacher could explain the answer to why it was the case. As it turns out, the answer is Francis Bacon and the King James Bible, where this is how the number was spelled and the reason for the spelling stuck. As you know, the number 40 is an extremely biblical number, most remembered from the story of the flood, where the rain lasted 40 days and 40 nights. Very quickly, let me show you what happens when you write out 44 as well as April 4th, which is 4-4 using the ordinal gematria cipher. So, 44 equates to 144 in the ordinal cipher. April 4th equals 144 in the ordinal cipher. So April 4th, when I said what is 4-4, that would be 4th month, 4th day. So 44 for April. But the word 44, written as the word 44, equals 144 in ordinal, and April 4th, written as a word, equates to 144 in the ordinal cipher as well. Let me also show you what happens when you write out the flood and Old Testament. The flood, it equates to 40 in the reduction cipher. Old Testament, it equates to 40 in reduction. Wow. As we learned last chapter, the number 144 symbolizes time, where again every single day has 1,440 minutes, and the square root of 44 is 12, not unlike the hours in the morning and evening, or the number of months in the calendar year. By the way, 12 in numerology terms breaks down to 3, and the number 12 is divisible by 3 precisely 4 times. As we just covered, the number 3 connects to light, which connects to time, which brings us around full circle back to the number 4. Alright, number 5. The number 5 is the balance. It represents creation. Take a look at your hands and your 5 fingers on each. Think about them in light of what we learned about the number 1. On your hands there are 5 fingers and 5 more, thus 10 in total, breaking down to 1, given to you by one creator. It is these hands that allow us to be creators as well. I'm using my digits at just this moment to make these words to to make these words take to the page that you are now likely holding as a book in your own hands with your own two sets of 5 fingers. It is creation that makes all things possible, and because of our own anatomy, it is the number 5 that earns the honor of representing this important characteristic. So, the word 5, when written as a word, equates to 42 in the ordinal cipher. Mankind equates to 42 in reverse reduction cipher. As we discussed earlier, in Washington, D.C., the very numerological land that it is, there is a 555-foot tall Washington monument that many historians say is a phallus, and to be more specific, Osiris's phallus, who was murdered by his brother Set and cut into many pieces, with his penis forever being lost. It is the male penis that makes up half the equation of creation, and it is reported in many scientific journals the average male unit is 5, not 6 inches, which the extra inch is something many lovely ladies lust for, such as Osiris's wife, who fashioned Osiris a gold one after reconstructing his body and bringing him back to life in the wake of his murder, and giving him a brand new sparkling member which they conceived a child with, Horus, who then avenged his father, defeating Set. This is an Egyptian myth, the most important Egyptian legend of all. If it is new to you, please look it up. Horus symbolizes the sun, and Set symbolizes Saturn, which also symbolizes Satan. We'll get to it. For a little decoding, we'll now decipher sun using the ordinal gematria and Horus using reverse ordinal. So sun, S-U-N, equates to 54 in the ordinal cipher. Horus equates to 54 in reverse ordinal. To take it further, let's decode the word love, knowing the sun is love and makes all of creation possible. Please also notice 5 is spelled with 4 letters. Love equates to 54 in the ordinal cipher. Love also equates to 54 in the reverse ordinal cipher. The symmetry of love. To create, we must make love. It is the human way, and it is the only way. Simply put, love is the ultimate principle of creation. Consider, the number 54 is broken into 5 for creation and 4 for foundation. Thus, love is the foundation of creation, an intuitive concept. You could also say love is what brings new life into the world, and it is hate that destroys it. And appropriately in reduction, the word new is composed of all 5s and not by chance. The math is as follows. 5 in the reduction cipher, the N equals 5, E equals 5, and W equates to 5. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 is amazing. 15. 3 letters long, each letter breaking down to 5. Wow. To take that thought about new, 5 plus 5 plus 5, and 5 being the number of creation further, consider again the gematria of creator, as well as Elohim, the name for God, the architect of this world we share according to Genesis. As we decode, keep in mind the number 5 is the 3rd prime number, and prime number relationships are paramount. So, creator, the word creator equates to 35 in reduction cipher. Elohim, it equates to 35 in the reduction cipher as well. Also, for the record, the Washington Monument, which is Osiris's phallus, is 555 feet tall and sits across from the five-sided pentagon that is 5 floors above ground, with a 5-acre court in the middle. The five-sided pentagon is also 77 feet tall, and in numerology, 77 is 7 plus 7 equals 14, and 1 plus 4 is 5. Further, the Washington Monument has an extra 111 feet below ground, making the entire unit 666 feet tall. 666. A number you know a thing or two about after chapter 3. Consider that monument is the symbol of the New World Order, equating to 174 in ordinal gematria, the same as number of the beast. And with that said, let us now transition to the number 6. Okay, number 6. We've already learned a great deal about the number 6, the first perfect number. Recall, mankind is made on the 6th day, and made in the image of the gods, who are seen as perfect. For review, the word man also sums to 28 in ordinal gematria, which is the second perfect number following 6. To add to your knowledge bank, notice the overlap with man, God, and Adam using just our 4 base ciphers. The word man equates to 10 in reduction. The word man equates to 17 reverse reduction. Adam equates to 10 in reduction. Adam equates to 26 reverse reduction. And he's created in the 26th verse of Genesis. God equates to 17 in reduction cipher. God equates to 10 in reverse reduction. And God equates to 26 in the ordinal cipher. At the same time, consider God gave mankind 33 vertebrae. That is connected to the spiritual belief of the Kundalini. As we decode, keep in mind the numbers 33 and 42 both have numerology of 6, corresponding with the 6th day. So the word people equates to 33 in the reduction cipher. Person equates to 33 in the reduction cipher. The people equates to 33 reverse reduction. Vertebrae equates to 42 in the reduction cipher, and mankind equates to 42 reverse reduction. 33 is 3 plus 3 is 6. 42 is 4 plus 2 equals 6. Also noteworthy, Pythagoras had a special belief about the number 6, according to author W. Wynne Westcott, author of Numbers, Their Occult Power and Mystic Virtues. This special belief was in relation to 216, a number we have familiarized ourselves with, learning the product of 6 times 6 times 6, or 6 cubed, is 216. Westcott states, according to Pythagoras, every 216 years, all things are renewed on earth, all wrongs made right. In light of the number 216, consider that the 6th planet is Saturn, the keeper of time, and 21 is the 6th triangular number, meaning that if you sum the numbers 1 through 6 together, they equate to 21. Further, in reduction gematria, Saturn sums to 21, just the same as Bible and Jesuit, the latter being the Masonic order within the Catholic Church that is well versed in the knowledge of Kabbalah, the occult meaning of numbers, and the heavens above, which according to them are ruled by Saturn. Later, we will uncover the relationships between the Holy Bible, the six-letter planet Saturn, the planet's relationship with Satan, and Satan's foe, Jesus Christ. But for now, you should be able to grasp the relevance of 6 and 3 in light of 666 and 216. As will become clear, these numbers share a significant relationship, such as how 666 is the 36th triangular number, and how the word 6 is composed of 3 letters pairing nicely with the fact that 6 is the third triangular number. Building on that relationship is that the number 9, which is the numerology of 36, 216, and 666, each reducing to 9, the number that is 6 upside down, and reminding what Jimi Hendrix once said. If 6 was 9, 36 is 3 plus 6 equates to 9. 216 is 2 plus 1 plus 6 equals 9. 666 is 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, and 18 is 1 plus 8 equals 9. Consider the words knowledge and Freemason are nine letters. These knowledge and Freemason are 9 letters, equating to 42 in reduction gematria and 96 in ordinal, which are both numbers reducing to 6 in numerology. In the case of Freemason, it is also 3 syllables, which reminds that Freemasonry is about the pursuit of light and spiritual perfection. On the subject of 3, 6, and 9, a famous scientist and inventor, Nikola Tesla, once said, "If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe." After doing a little research, it appears he was talking about the spiritual beliefs associated with the numbers, including Kabbalah and Hermeticism, both of which we will learn more about. Excuse me, like my nose don't want to itch until I start reading. Let me start over. After doing a little research, it appears he was talking about the spiritual beliefs associated with numbers, including Kabbalah and Hermeticism, both of which we will learn more about in the chapters ahead. Tesla in Jewish gematria equals 216. Hermeticism in Jewish gematria equals 369. If you do check out the film Pi, you'll notice the protagonist of the film is chasing the number 216, which he learns is important to the stock market. Think about what you learned in chapter 4 regarding the Dow Jones and 666, and also Kabbalah. Wow. Number 7. The number 7 represents divine completion, and its meaning traces to the story of creation from Genesis, where God completes the world and then rests on the 7th day. Remember, the Bible is truly a story of what is taking place in the heavens above, in this world, on our current calendar. Wow. In this world, on our current calendar, we observe each week as 7 days. And I'm going to reread this paragraph, the beginning of this paragraph, for clarity for you and for myself as well. Okay, we're on the number 7. The number 7 represents divine completion, and its meaning traces to the story of the creation from Genesis, where God completes the world and then rests on the 7th day. Remember, the Bible is truly a story of what is taking place in the heavens above. In this world, on our current calendar, we observe each week as 7 days, with each day of the week being named after one of the 7 luminaries, or what are also known as the 7 classical planets. Those were the Sun, Sunday, the Moon, Monday, Mars, Tuesday, Mercury, Wednesday, Jupiter, Thursday, Venus, Friday, and Saturn, Saturday. Again, Saturn, the 6th planet from the Sun, was the most distant to the ancients, and the 7 luminaries were the objects that could be observed moving in relation to the stars in the sky. The days were named after the planets from the Greek Hellenistic period, using their understanding of astrology, which is still with us today. The Greek names for the 7 classical planets were Sun, Moon, Mars, Aries, Mercury, Hermes, Jupiter, Zeus, Venus, Aphrodite, and Saturn, Kronos. Wow. Other relevance of the number 7, other relevance of number 7 from this world we share includes these 7 continents and these 7 oceans. As we will learn in chapter 7, there are 7 base metals in alchemy that correspond with each of these 7 luminaries, and in Hermeticism there are 7 great principles of Hermes, who is Thoth, Thoth, the Greek Egyptian god of reading, writing, mathematics, and thought, among other things. Even better, there are the 7 notes of the heptatonic scale in music. For some decoding practice, decipher 7 and music with the 4 base ciphers. For some decoding practice, okay, got it. You should notice overlap in 3 out of 4. Also, given the significance of light, it is composed of 7 colors: ROYGBIV. In terms of 7 and completeness, the final book of the Bible is Revelation, which is full of number 7 symbolism, including 7 churches, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 angels, a 7-headed beast, etc. Fittingly, in reduction gematria, Revelation sums to 49, what has square root of 7, and in ordinal, so does Lord. Ahead, we will uncover the relationship between the 7 seals of Revelation and the 7 great principles of Hermes. So the word revelation equates to 49 in the reduction cipher, and 49's the square root is 7. 49's square root is 7. The word Lord equates to 49 in ordinal. Revelation is about the return of the Lord. For one last thought on 7, think about the letter G in the middle of the Freemason logo. The Freemasons pride themselves on being the keepers of knowledge, and in their lodges and libraries they secure much of the ancient history and understanding of this world we share. Further, G is the letter we begin the name of God with in English, the one who created the world in 7 days, and who is divine and who is complete. It is also the letter G that begins the words geometry and gematria, where God is the master mathematician, and it is gematria, geometry within language, according to the Kabbalists, that can help connect the mortal soul to the Creator. Personally, I think the Kabbalist is correct about I think the Kabbalist is correct about this much. Having been aware of this knowledge since 2013 and having much time to observe life while being aware of the code, more on that in chapter 22. So the word God equates to 17 in reduction cipher. 17 is the seventh prime number. God, creation, 7 days. Secret society equates to 77 in reverse reduction. The number 8. The most symmetrical of all the numbers. 8 symbolizes the infinite power and strength. In chapter 1, we began with 26 and how it symbolized God, God's creation, and more. That is a number having numerology of 8, where 26 is 2 plus 6 equates to 8. Think about it. Does God not symbolize the infinite power and strength? Interestingly, if you write out God's plan in ordinal gematria, it sums to 88, the rep digit number. God's equal 45, plan equals 43, so God's plan equals 88 in ordinal, so that would be 45 plus 43 equals 88. Take one quick sip of tea. Alrighty. Of course, God's plan is in relation to time. Many faithful believe that everything that is taking place on this earth, good and evil, is all part of the divine agenda we are living out day by day. With time in mind, if you look at the number 88 carefully, it is made of 4 perfect circles. Each circle has 360 degrees. Thus, 4 circles encompasses 1,440 degrees, similar to the amount of minutes in a complete day, 1,440. Consider further, in the film Back to the Future, they always time travel at 88 miles per hour. Playing on this riddle, on June 2nd, 2017, a date written to 6, similar to the ordinal value of God, summing to 26. Inside Edition reported that a man who owned a DeLorean, the same model car from the film, was ticketed for traveling 88 miles per hour on the California interstate. Not by chance, California sums to 88 in ordinal gematria, the state that is home to Hollywood. As we decode, keep in mind the mainstream media from ABC to CBS to Fox to CNN to MSNBC to TMZ to Inside Edition to the rest contrive news in this manner each day. By knowing the code, it becomes clear these networks are controlled by people who are practitioners of the knowledge and who mock the unknowing masses with it. But this mocking will only last for so much longer, truth seeker. From Luke 8, it is written, "For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open." Hallelujah. Absolutely. The word California equates to 88 in the ordinal cipher. Now let's delve a bit deeper into time and its relationship to 88, since time truly is limitless, the infinite, not unlike a circle. Appropriately, if we write 360 as a word, the degrees in one circle, it totals 88 in reverse reduction. 360 written as the word equals 88 in reverse reduction. Even better, if we write circle and use the ALW Kabbalah and KFW Kabbalah ciphers as learned in chapter 4, they both sum to 88. Wow. So there it is. the number symbolizing the infinite. Okay, so there it is. The number symbolizing the infinite has a strong relationship with the circle, also symbolizing the infinite. It makes one wonder if it is a coincidence that when Jews migrated to the United States, they were known for circling the box of their religion when they were instructed to check the box. In case you didn't know, this is the origin of the term kike, K-I-K-E, which comes from the Yiddish word kikel, K-I-K-E-L, which means circle. And the word Jewish equates to 88 in reverse ordinal. Alrighty, moving on to the number 9. The number 9 represents completion, as it is the last of the single digits. This number has real world significance in the human gestation period, where a typical pregnancy lasts 9 months. Pythagoras was particularly fascinated by this number, comparing it to God, just as he did with the number 4. Recall from the start of the chapter, the name Pythagoras has gematria of 49, also capturing the 2 digits of this numerological fascination, 4 and 9. Speaking of which, if you write the number 4 by hand and the number 9, they are extremely similar in appearance. Also intriguing is that the reverse ordinal gematria, also intriguing is that in reverse ordinal gematria, if you write out 44 with the mutilated spelling that it purposefully has, it totals 99. So the word 44 written as a word equates to 99 in the reverse ordinal cipher. Alright, in numerology, there are 2 very unique things about number 9 that are not true for any other number. First, if you add 9 to any number, it will preserve the numerology it had before you added 9. To make the point, if you add 9 to 1, it becomes 10, breaking down to 1. Then if you add 9 to 2, it sums to 11, breaking down to 2. Even more, if you add 9 to 3, it sums to 12, breaking down to 3, and so on. There is no exception to this rule. Wow. That is why in our reduction gematria ciphers, each letter that is spaced out by 9 breaks down to the same digit. For example, A, the first letter, J, the 10th letter, and S, the 19th letter, each equating back to number 1 in reduction gematria. Same with B, the second letter, K, the 11th letter, and T, the 20th letter. You might have also noticed that in reduction and in reverse reduction, I and R are the only digits breaking down to 9. The second thing that makes the number 9 special is that if you multiply any number by 9, it will take on the numerology of 9. Notice the following examples. So, 9 times 1 equals 9. 9 times 2 equals 18. So then 18 would be 1 plus 8 equals 9. 9 times 3 equals 27. 27 is 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 times 303 equals 2,727. So 2,727 is 2 plus 7 plus 2 plus 7 is 18. 18 is 1 plus 8 is 9. Amazing. Again, there are no exceptions. The other cool thing about 9 involves your hands and multiplication. Put your hands in front of you with your palms facing you. Now put down your left thumb and tell yourself that means 1 times 9. You'll notice the fingers left standing count to 9. What is the product of 1 times 9? Now, on your same left hand, put your thumb back up and instead drop your left pointer finger. Tell yourself that means 2 times 9. 2 times 9. If you count your fingers, you have 1 thumb up, then a finger down, and then 8 consecutive fingers up. Imagine the 1 thumb and the 8 fingers represent 18. Now, put your left ring finger back up and drop your left middle finger with this meaning 3 times 9. If you count your fingers, you have your thumb and pointer up, representing 2. Then you have a gap because your middle finger is down, and you have 7 more fingers in a row standing, which represents 27. This is much like 3 times 9 equals 27. You can do the same thing with each finger, getting the correct answer for 9 times the digit number that is down, all the way up to 9 times 10 equals 90. This is something you cannot do with your fingers for any other numbers, and this is another reason why 9 is so sacred, even godlike. And if I messed up that reading, it was a little bit difficult for me, but I hope that you will order the book and you will read this information on page 81. Amazing. Look, 8 plus 1 is 9. I tell you, these numbers are fascinating. Okay, now more on number 10. We're moving right along to number 10. In the beginning, we covered how 10 and 1 are equivalent in numerology terms. Here, I want to provide a few more notes about the number 10 itself. As we learned in this first chapter in Hebrew, the four-letter name of God, YHWH, begins with the 10th Hebrew letter Yod, Y-O-D. Very similar in spelling and appearance to God, which has a reverse reduction value of 10. Consider, it is Yahweh who provides the 10 commandments to Moses, which are to help man avoid sin. Fittingly, in reverse ordinal, 10 sums to 42, and in ordinal, sin equates to 42 just as well. And as we progress in this book, we're going to come to know about 42 in such ways that are just so mind-blowing. So, I hope you guys will stick with me as I read this entire book and eventually get it finished. But anyway, moving right along. As you know, the opposition to God is Satan, who seeks to help man fall into sin, having a name summing to 10 as well in reduction gematria. What is fascinating about the Old Testament, which is 39 books in length, corresponding with the ordinal value of 10 summing to 39, is that it makes it unclear who the Lord is. Is it God or is it Satan? To illustrate this seemingly purposeful confusion within the text, let us examine the verses 2 Samuel chapter 24 verses 1 and 2, which is from the 10th book of the Bible, and then let us examine 1 Chronicles 21 1 and 2, which is from the 13th book of the Bible. So, 2 Samuel 24 1 and 2, the NIV version. Again, the anger of the Lord burned against Israel, and he incited David against them, saying, "Go and take a census of Israel and Judah." So the king said to Joab and the army commanders with him, Go throughout the tribes of Israel from Dan to Beersheba and enroll the fighting men so that I may know how many there are. Okay? Now, 1 Chronicles 21, 1 and 2, NIV version. Satan rose up against Israel and incited David to take a census of Israel. So David said to Joab and the commanders of the troops, "Go and count the Israelites from Beersheba to Dan. Then report back to me so that I may know how many there are." These verses, which are widely studied and debated, should be considered within the context of Gematria. Consider the Great War, summoned to 39 in reduction, which began in 1939, emphasis on 39, and where war has an ordinal value of 42. Was that war for good or was it for evil? Because its legacy is the nation of Israel, which is now the home of the synagogue of Satan, the false Jews, as we will elaborate on ahead. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Whew, this stuff is just mind-blowing. Okay, Master number 11. The number 11 is said to be the most powerful number because it encompasses the digit 1, the only number dividing into all numbers, symbolizing God in doing so, and because it also breaks down to 2, the next most powerful number, only behind number 1. In the Holy Bible, the Son of God is said to be Jesus, which, as we learned in reduction, is a name equating to 11, which once again corresponds perfectly with the 66 books of most Bibles. In case you have forgotten, the number 66 is the 11th triangular number, meaning if you add 1 through 11 together, it totals 66. Of course, the 66th and concluding book of the Bible, Revelation, 22 chapters long, is about the return of Jesus. Also, as we learn, resurrection sums to 66. In the reduction method, the same way Jesus equates to 11. Further, the story of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, 11-letter name, comes from the 89 chapters of the Gospel, where 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number. It is said that people who have birth numerology of 11 are natural born leaders. It is a coveted number in this study, and there can be no doubt it is coded into the name Jesus for all that it symbolizes in the language of numerology, the master number. It is the same reason Kabbalah sums to 11 in Hebrew reduction gematria as covered. In terms of English gematria, the word master also factors into 11. Let's decode and examine. The word master equates to 22 in reduction, and the word master equates to 31 in reduction with the letter S as 10. In the case of master summing to 31, when S is observed as 10, 31 is the 11th prime number. Consider gematria and English each equate to 38 and 74 in reduction, and ordinal gematria, numbers breaking down to 11. As for its summing to 22 in regular reduction, the number 22 is the master builder number, which according to some numerologists is even more powerful than 11, carrying a more magnificent vibration. Now let's transition to 22, which also plays a huge role in the concluding book of the Bible, Revelation. When we get to 9/11, 9 plus 1 plus 1 equals 11, we'll talk about flight AA 11, flying into the 110-story World Trade Centers that appeared as massive 11s in the skyline of the 11th state, New York, a state named summing to 111 in the ordinal gematria. We'll also discuss how the attack was blamed on Osama bin Laden, equating to 110 in ordinal gematria. Amazing. Master number 22. Revelation is about the return of the Lord Jesus Christ, and it is exactly 22 chapters long. Appropriately, the word Lord in reduction equates to 22. Lord equates to 22 in reduction cipher, and that would be L is 3, O is 6, R is 9, and D is 4. So 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 4 equates to 22 in the reduction cipher. The number 22 is special because it contains the digit 2, which symbolizes duality as well as coming together and taking part. Think about how it is called the master builder number. Constructing and deconstructing are foundational concepts to the builder, and since this language is a construct of the Freemasons, who were traditionally builders of the spiritual houses of worship across all faiths, let's look at the gematria of the phrase master builder. It has a lot to do with Freemason, not by surprise. Okay. Master builder. This word or phrase, master builder, title, it equates to 147 in the ordinal cipher. As you recall from our earlier learning, the words Freemason and conspiracy share reverse ordinal gematria of 147. Also, as mentioned, when you write out 94 as a word in ordinal gematria, it sums to 147. And Revelation 9, chapter 9, verse 4, not unlike 94, is the 147th verse of the book. Even more, the 94 in numerology breaks down to 9 plus 4 is 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. So does the number 22, the master builder number. As we learned in chapter 2, the number 4 represents foundation, and when it comes to building, you always begin with the base, which is why the Freemasons use Euclid's 47th problem as part of their logo. The problem that teaches how to create a perfectly square foundation for size by using rope, anchor points, and the North Star, or what they refer to as the pole star, for the sake of its 47 gematria as covered. One more time, the number 4 has divisors summing to 7, and 7 is the 4th prime number. The number 22 can also be divided by the number 7 to solve pi, as covered in chapter 2. For you sports fans out there, you might not be aware that in American football, as well as in soccer, there are 22 players on the field. As we just learned, when you write out master builder, it sums to 147. In the case of American football, from the first Sunday of the NFL season to Super Bowl Sunday is exactly 147 days. Also related, in the case of American football, the championship is called the World Series, despite the only sport. I'm sorry, I messed up somewhere. Despite this, okay, here we go. Also related, in the case of American baseball, the championship is called the World Series, despite the sport only having teams from one continent. Not by surprise, World Series using ordinal gematria equates to 147. As for the NBA, the court dimensions are 94 times 50. And again, when you write out 94 as a word, it sums to 147. In the 2016-2017 NBA season, the Warriors defeated the Cavaliers for the 4th time, June 12, 2017, winning the championships exactly 140 days after blowing out King James on Martin Luther King Day, Jr. Day, January 16, 2017. Of course, the words basketball and king sum to 22 in reduction gematria and reverse reduction gematria, respectively. The master builder number. Related, if you do the math on the dimensions of the NBA court, which is 94 times 50, it makes a square footage total of 4,700 inches. Wow, okay. As we learned, the number 47 represents foundation. So 4,700 inches, wow. Square feet, 4,700 square feet. Okay, as we learned, the number 47 represents foundation in reduction gematria and is important to the Freemason logo, which was important to James Naismith, the credited pioneer of basketball, who also was a Freemason, same as Walter Camp, who created American football, and Abner Doubleday, who created American baseball. Even more interesting, in Genesis 47, Jacob, who becomes Israel, dies at the age of 147. And if you write out 47th, it too sums to 147 in reverse ordinal gematria. Think about David Stern and Adam Silver, the faces of the recent decades of the NBA, who are both Jewish men and proud supporters of Israel. Also, the first professional basketball championship in the United States was played in 1947, emphasis on 47, and won by the team from Philadelphia, the biblical land that it is. The church warned about the synagogue of Satan in the 22 chapters of Revelation. Wow. 47th equates, when you write 47 out as a word, write 47th, it equates to 147 in reverse ordinal. And for another crucial example for the number 22 in language, using reduction gematria, both words food and water sum to 22. These are the two things that build and maintain the body above all. It is said that a person can go 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food before perishing. Wow. As we decode the words water and food, note the 666 found within the letters making up the word food. In Genesis, decoding to 666, there are very specific directions from God about what people are to eat, and those foods are fruits, vegetables, and seeds. If you are not aware, the human digestive tract is that of herbivores, nothing like carnivores, and not much like an omnivore either. Yet most people have been programmed to eat meat and animal protein through advertising and corporate media, where the food pyramid is a construct of big business and not true science. It is a scientific fact that the vegetarian diet is superior, and it is not coincidental that it is commanded as man's diet from the start of Genesis. Oh my goodness, hallelujah. Food equates to 22 in reduction. Water equates to 22. Okay, master teacher number 33. As we have learned, we human beings have 33 vertebrae in our backs, and the words people, person, and goyim each equate to 33, as does the word teacher, corresponding ever so nicely with the fact it is the master teacher number. Gotcha. I'm sorry, I missed something. I'm going to start this master teacher 33 over. As we have learned, we human beings have 33 vertebrae in our backs, and the words people, person, and goyim each equate to 33, as does the word teacher, corresponding ever so nicely with the fact that it is the master teacher number, just the same way the word master corresponds with 11 and 22. Wow. For the record, the word student in reduction gematria sums to 22 and 31 when you take in account S as 10. Think about how the teacher helps build the student, but this only can happen when there is order in the classroom. Another word summing to 33 in reduction gematria. Above all, 33 is the number of order. And order is something that is natural, like the count of vertebrae making up the human spine, but also something that must be taught with discipline and rules. In terms of the alphabet, I would like to show you something very interesting about the first 6 letters and the final 6 letters in light of the title Alphabetic Order. Keep in mind, the number 33 in numerology reduces to the number 6. Now let's decode the word alphabetic order using our ordinal cipher to get started. So, alphabetic order, it equates to 137. So, again, the number 137 is the 33rd prime number. As we learned prior, in the beginning sums to 137. The phrase in the beginning equates to 137. And the name Genesis sums to 33. As we have also covered, humanity using the Francis Bacon cipher equates to 137, tying right in with our human anatomy and the ancient spiritual belief of the Kundalini and the 33 vertebrae, a belief incorporated into the gematria of Masonry, as well as order and secrecy, where all 3 emphasized words equate to 33 in reduction. Now to take this a step further, we will decode the first 6 letters of the alphabet as well as the final 6. So, A, B, C, D, E, F equates to 33 in reverse reduction. A, B, C, D, E, F equates to 141 in reverse ordinal. U, V, W, X, Y, Z equates to 33 reverse in reduction, and U, V, W, X, Y, Z equates to 141 in ordinal. Wow. 33, the number 33 written as a word equates to 141 in reverse ordinal. Wow. Notice how in reverse reduction the final 6 letters sum to 33 in the reduction. In reduction, the first 6 letters equate to 33. This is a logical outcome and verifies the symmetry of the alphabet and the coding system. Absolutely. The coding system. Please also notice how the word 33 when written out, please notice how 33 when written out as a word equates to 141, same as the first and final 6 letters. 33 is 3 plus 3 is 6. In the chapters on Masonry and Christianity ahead, you will learn about the relationship between 33 and 74. Okay? For now, please know that English language sums to 74 in reverse reduction, and numerical language sums to 74 in reduction. As we covered earlier, English sums to 74 in ordinal, the same as gematria, Masonic, and occult. When all the pieces of the puzzle are observed and interpreted, there can be no mistaking these synchronicities for coincidence. A painful word used to dismiss truth too often. Let us now conclude our learning of 33 by revisiting its significance to the Bible, which began with Genesis, meaning in the beginning. Of course, Genesis is a story from where the lessons of life are taught, so the word Bible equates to 33. The word good book equates to 33, and both of these are in reverse reduction. The word Genesis equates to 33 in reduction. In the beginning equates to 137 in ordinal, and 137 is the 33rd prime. Recall, Kabbalah sums to 137 in Hebrew gematria, the 33rd prime. Boy, I tell you. And in terms of 33 and beginnings, we'll close with the gematria of seed and birth. Seed equates to 33 in ordinal. Birth equates to 33 reverse reduction. Alright, now, how to use these numbers in relation to gematria. For the concluding piece, let us now understand how numerical meaning factors into gematria encoding. As we have gathered, the numbers behind the words are not arbitrary, but are based in the mathematics of this world and logical relationships with numbers that have real world basis. Thus, when we decode words and find their values, such as 58 for example, we can understand why those numbers are coded into the specific words that they are. In chapter 2, we learn how 58 pertains to God, the heavens above, and Freemasonry. The digits that make up that number are 5 and 8, the 5th and 6th Fibonacci numbers. As we have learned, number 5 represents creation, and number 8 represents the infinite. Think about God, the infinite creator, and the faithful of Masons, who are creators in their own right. Wow. I'm sorry, and the faith of Masons. Let me reread that again. Think about God, the infinite creator, and the faith of Masons, who are creators in their own right. Think further about space, or the heavens, and their infinities, or their infinites, as well as the fact that they gave birth to us, the children of stardust, who will continue to procreate until our nearest star stops shining. Stardust equates to 58 in reverse reduction. Further, when you take the numerology of these numbers, they are also relevant. So in the case of 58, it becomes 5 plus 8 is 13, and 1 plus 3 is 4. As we know, number 4 is the foundation. With that in mind, what is more foundational than God, who sports the 4-letter name YHWH, which is also known as the Tetragrammaton, summing to number 58 in reduction. The same can be said for space, which contains all things including us. And as for Freemasonry coding the number on their organization, I think that point can be understood. As for the keepers of knowledge and the invisible architects of this world we live in, they most certainly see themselves as the foundation of the agenda being pushed forth on this earth. What Manly P. Hall called the order of the quest, the goal of establishing a one world government based in democracy and philosophy. For more practice, please decode the words democracy and philosophy, as well as Freemason and Mason, and accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. You need only use the 4 base ciphers. Then look at the numbers deciphered and think about them in light of what you learn in this chapter. What you should take away is the numbers are language unto themselves, and it is this language, older than English, that the words of English have been constructed upon. Thus, why 40, F-O-R-T-Y, is 40 and not that it logically should be F-O-U-R-T-Y. Yeah, so it says, okay, let me start that one over. Okay, what you should take away is numbers are a language unto themselves, and it is this language, older than English, that the words of English have been constructed upon. Thus why 40, F-O-R-T-Y, is 40, and not what it logically should be, F-O-U-R-T-Y. And remember, truth seeker, there is always more. Alright, that was the conclusion of chapter 5, and I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I will try to get back tomorrow with chapter 6, or maybe later in the day, depending on what I am able to do a bit later. But anyway, I hope you guys will get the book, Letters and Numbers, from Zachary K. Hubbard's YouTube channel, Gematria Effect Sports, Gematria Effect News, and get his book Number Games from his blog page called Gematria Effect News.blogspot.com, and also support the other truth communities videos: Simple Truth Television, Chigozi Truth, Kayla Decode Talker, Zenith of the Alpha, Dan Barron, all these people that are in the truth community that is teaching this knowledge that they've all learned from Zach, just as myself. I don't do decoding in the way that they do. I just want to read this book, and hopefully more and more people, especially my brothers and sisters, will get this book, understand what is going on, because even though I'll be reading chapter 6 next, as we progress through the book, this information is going to become more and more profound as how it's being used, and how every human being on this earth is being affected by it unknowingly. But anyway, you guys have a great day, and I'll be back soon with chapter 6. Thank you.